What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about some more Toronto Maple Leafs trade rumors as we get closer and closer to that March 7th NHL trade deadline. So if you guys are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. The NHL has actually had some interesting moves lately, some massive trades. The Hurricanes and Avalanche trade, like Mikko Rantanen, Nietzsche's going to the Avalanche. Like this is a fun time, and I'm hoping that the NHL takes some lessons from the NBA because their trade deadline is usually crazy. They have a lot of big moves. They've got a lot of money going in different places. So let's hope our Toronto Maple Leafs go after a decent name. And today you're probably seeing the title. This one kind of came out of nowhere for me because we do know the Maple Leafs need to add up front. This needs to be a deadline where they prioritize looking at guys that are going to go out there and win you some games. And they're going to go out there and score for you. And they're going to play defensively. But I saw an article, okay, the Hockey News, and it's talking about Brayden Schenn. And I know that there's been a little bit of talk, and I haven't really been watching what the insiders are saying too much because I do know a lot of it can be clickbait type stuff, and I do respect the opinions and stuff like that, but I feel like a lot of the time people who aren't even in the Maple Leafs media landscape are always using the Maple Leafs for clicks. But this is an interesting little bit of information. So the return would have to be Mammoth. That's the first opening line. Maple Leafs are reportedly interested in the services of Blues captain Brayden Schenn. So basically what I'm talking about here is Darren Dreger, who has notoriously spoken about the Leafs on many occasions and tried to make the Leafs pay more. Okay, we've all seen it with the Mitch Marner stuff and whatever else. But again, respect to Darren Dreger. I'm just saying, it's pretty well known. On Thursday's version of TSN's Insider Trading, Darren Dreger identified St. Louis Blues center and captain Brayden Schenn as a player who could be on the Leafs' radar if the Blues decide to shake things up. Some believe that there's potential that Brayden Schenn being traded by the St. Louis Blues. He is their captain, and he does have a full no-trade clause, so it is a complicated process, explained Dreger. Now, let's start to unwrap this a little bit, okay? Brayden Schenn has been a very good player in the NHL for a long time. The Mammoth offer thing throws me a little bit for a loop because I think that there's better options out there. I think there's a lot better options out there, even though, again, Brayden Schenn is a good player. But the reason why I want to bring this up is because we're going to look at everything here. So he's 33 years old, okay? 6'1", 200 pounds. You know, that stuff doesn't really matter. The age is what really matters the most here. And this year, he's got 30 points, 11 goals, 19 assists. Really good. Well, not really good, but good. It would add a little bit more offense to the Maple Leafs here, but you can see his production has dropped off. You know, he's kind of been between the 40 to 60 to 70 point mark in his career, but he's kind of dropped off a little bit. In the last few years, he hasn't really been the same style of player that he was before. You know, he's not playing as many minutes as he used to play, and you know, the Leafs need as much depth as they possibly can, and I think Brayden Schenn would add more than, you know, a David Kampf, a Pontus Holmberg, guys like that. And it looks like they're really looking to move Max Domi back to the wing permanently if him and Matthews continue to play well together, which I think this is also a little bit of a trial for Domi because if they're like, hey, you know, like it's not working out even beside Matthews anymore, then we might have to explore trying to trade him as well because we need to clear up some money to go out there and try to get a player that can actually make a difference for this team. And that's no disrespect. I love Max Domi, but I'm talking about guys like him, David Kampf, you know, to some degree, even Nick Roberts, even though I think he's been playing well for the money he's getting paid. But they need to do some work with their cap situation. But Brayden Schenn is getting paid $6.5 million for the next 3 years, okay? So shout out to Puckpedia. They have it right now, obviously, in the 24-25 season, $6.5 million, and then he's getting paid that for the next 3 seasons. I'm sorry. I think this is a non-option for the Maple Leafs. I like Brayden Schenn. I think he's got a little bit of grit to his game. He plays well on both sides of the puck. He's a captain, Stanley Cup champion, but he's 33 years old, and you're going to get yourself into trouble if you're acquiring a player that costs that much that you would have to give a mammoth offer for that isn't scoring at a high clip, okay? 10 or 11 goals is not a whole lot of production, okay? Like, the Maple Leafs have guys like Bobby McMahon and Nick Robertson and, Matthew Nyes, who are currently getting paid significantly less and scoring at a much higher clip. You need to go out there and get guys that are kind of in a similar age range of like maybe 27 to 30, which of course is like prime years. But even if you're getting guys that are going to be into their 30s already, if they're still scoring at a high clip, that's the guys that the Maple Leafs should be going after. There is a very good chance that this Maple Leafs team is going to be significantly different next year. There could be no Tavares. There could be no Marner. This year, the NHL is kind of wide open. Every team has had their hot streaks. Every team has had their losing streaks. And the Maple Leafs have to jump all over big names and big scoring threats this deadline. And I just don't think Brayden Schenn is an option. Again, personally, I just really don't think it makes a lot of sense. And I'm going to try to pull up kind of what they were thinking in terms of a trade, but it doesn't look like they have it in this right now. But if Mammoth offers what they're talking about, you're looking at top prospects, you're looking at first-round picks, and there's better options than Brayden Schenn to give up those players and picks. I would be going after a guy that does have term, but also scores at a higher clip and, maybe isn't in the same age range. And if they are, they need to still be producing at a high level. And again, Brayden Schenn does a lot of things that's not on a score sheet, and I understand that. But just because you're a captain and you've won a Stanley Cup doesn't mean that you should be giving up a mammoth offer for that player. Now, just off of a quick search here, I'm doing this literally in the video, and I've done this so many times, you guys know. We're doing it live, you know what I mean? But this year, okay, in 46 games played, Nick Robertson has 8 goals, okay? And a lot of people are like, fire him into the sun. Nick Robertson sucks, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's awful. I mean, that's 3 less goals than a guy that we're supposed to give up a mammoth offer for. Like, it doesn't make sense. It makes absolutely no sense. So then teams should be lining up for Nick Robertson then. Like, mammoth offer because he's got 8 goals. You need scoring. The Maple Leafs need scoring. This is what the Maple Leafs need so badly. They need a center that can put the puck in the net. No more of this third or fourth line. Oh, just he's a good grinding player that's going to get pucks in the corners. We already have those guys, okay? We've acquired too many of those guys now. Half of them are in LTIR, okay? We've got Yanni Hakanpää on defense who, like, I don't know if he's ever going to actually play. We've got Connor Dewar, who, again, I'm not a big fan of, and he's on LTIR. Calle Jarnkrok's a fantastic hockey player. He does a little bit of everything, but unfortunately, he's injured. And I really hope the Leafs can play some cap shenanigans and he's magically healthy by the playoffs, because that's actually a good depth option that can do a little bit of everything. But you can't go out there and give up massive assets for a guy that isn't scoring at a high clip. This is the time for the Maple Leafs to acquire somebody that can score. If you're truly going to go all in, if you're getting the read that Marner and Tavares aren't both going to come back, or maybe you might not get either of them, why are you wasting your time? Shanahan's job is on the line this year. It is, okay? Brad Treliving, he doesn't make a lot of big moves. He has before. Some of them have not worked out. And I'm not talking just in Toronto, because he hasn't really made that staple move yet. But we need to go out there and acquire scoring. And I'm not looking at 11 goals so far this year and thinking mammoth offer. I'm thinking second round pick and a good prospect. That's it. And even that seems a little bit too much. But we know how the NHL goes, okay? But that's just my thoughts. I think a lot of people are actually going to disagree with me, to be completely honest with you. People see Stanley Cup and captain and think like this is the greatest trade of all time. We've seen it before. It doesn't work, okay? We need to get a guy that can score, proven scorer. That doesn't matter what jersey he puts on, the puck is going to go in the net. That's what they need, okay? So let me know down below what you guys think. I've talked for too long on this topic. If you are new here, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.